What is going on, guys and girls? It is GhostRobo, and as you notice, we are here at E3, or I'm there at E3. That is me getting ready to play some God of War Ascension. Early on the E3 morning, being helped out by a developer from the game, giving me some tips and tricks and controls, and alerting me to the fact that this is basically God of War in a multiplayer form. God of War Ascension is the new God of War game. It's the God of War 4 or God of War prequel coming out in March of 2013 for PS3. And the big new thing is that it has a multiplayer mode. This multiplayer mode is basically what you would expect from a multiplayer God of War. It is a team-based 4-on-4 battle royale with the ability to acquire points via kills, points via chests, points via some huge environmental things. One of them in this level being killing this gigantic Cyclops, who will reveal himself in a little bit for you guys. But I want to give you my thoughts on this game, and then let you watch some gameplay, which is that God of War Ascension, when it first was announced, I was kind of very low on it. I was like, another God of War, it's a prequel, I kind of like the direction of God of War 3, I would like to see more of that. And so I was a little bit disappointed, but when I saw the video of multiplayer, I was like, whoa, that looks sweet. I would love to beat up my friends with God of War weapons and, go at it. And as you can see here, as we're going through some of the tutorial stuff, just, a God of War, it's basically a multiplayer arena-based fighting game, but with a lot of trappings of, gear and leveling up and the things you expect from, say, Call of Duty or whatnot. And it has a really cool perspective, and it seems like it's just zoomed out the right amount. So I was really excited, and then I suffered from what I'd like to call media melt, which is the media said the multiplayer wasn't very fun, it wasn't very good, press and journalists and websites were like, it doesn't really seem necessary, it seems like a waste of time, and so instantly I was like, nope. And actually, the first 2 days of E3, I walked right past God of War Ascension and did not want to stand in line and did not want to play the game and thought, this probably really isn't even worth my time. But on the third and final day, I woke up early, I got there, and I was like, you know what, I really want to check this out, as the Cyclops punches his way into the arena, and I am so freaking glad I did it. It is one of my favorite games of E3. This mode is one of my most anticipated gaming experiences, not even considering the single player, which was not playable or available on the show floor. But it is so much fun, and there are some improvements they need to make, and in talking to the developer, there's some things that they are going to work on. One of the things was a mini-map, and it was interesting to hear them say, yeah, we're getting a lot of good feedback from the event and from tons of people playing, and so we are going to be implementing some of those things. You'll notice that you start off in a kind of home base, and then you get to burst onto the battlefield. There's a lot going on, so I'll try to break it down for you. You are one of 4 guys. In this case, you were either the Trojans. I was the Trojans. And then there was also, I'm blanking on the name of the other team, but there was, you could be like Hercules, and they're named characters. It's not just like, do number 1. And I'm guessing that eventually you'll be able to customize their look and appearance to the point where you can make it your own character, but they kind of are going for a named character feel so far. You'll notice that we are taking on an opponent here, and it basically functions like God of War combat, where you have your light attacks, your heavy attacks, you have a block, you have a dodge, and then there's also some power moves and magic as well. You have a meter for magic, and that magic attack could be a Cyclone of Fury. I believe there was one that was an Earthquake attack. It's very true to God of War and feels like you're using all that. I will say that the combat felt a bit like slower or more deliberate, that you had to sort of plan your moves in some cases with the heavy attacks. You couldn't just go in there, guns blazing using the heavy button, because there was a much bigger wind up. It felt like you were pitching a change up instead of a fastball. Like it took more time to deliver your moves. There's also quite a bit of environmental things. Here you'll notice I pull a switch that activates a flame field. Now if I had an opponent over there, he would die and I would get credit for that kill, gaining myself points. It's point based, so again, you acquire points by killing guys, you acquire points by activating traps and destroying them that way, you acquire points by finding chests around the map, and you acquire points by capturing like little, they're not flags, but that's basically what they are. They're capture points. And the capture points are quite difficult because, for example, one of the main capture points is affected by the Cyclops. You can see up there that blue space, and he can basically punch the heck out of you while you're on that capture point. And that is a very tricky thing that you have to worry about him. You have to worry about all sorts of craziness. You have health pickups, you have magic pickups as well, and the goal is to get to a certain point total, and you win. It's not a kill total, it's a point total. The Cyclops, you're wondering why is he in the background. You've probably seen, if you've seen the videos, his like ultimate finisher kill that you can, as a team take him out. He is worth 1,000 points, and I believe that we were playing to 5,000. So if you got to 4,000 and then killed him, your team wins, and it shows this kind of epic, final kill that looks very, very, very cool and it's team oriented. But say you only had 2,500 and you kill him, well then you just pick up 1,000 and it just shows you killing him. So it's not like a game breaker, which is what I first thought. I was first worried that you kill this guy and it's over, but you actually just kill him, and it's a boost of 1,000 points. So at a certain point, once one team does reach 4,000, I believe, this special spear will drop, and basically the ability to kill him, his weakness is exposed, and you can go take him out. So it is kind of a expedited way to finish the game, and kind of is an incentive for you to not fall behind. You'll notice I picked up an item that allows me to run faster. It has everything that you'd want from God of War, but in multiplayer. There's even a dodge that's like a health recovery that you can use to recover. It's very cool. You'll notice here I go to a capture point, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy, and I don't realize that Mr. Cyclops just has to wave his pretty little princess hand at me and take me down. The developer's like, yeah, you want to watch out for him. He's kind of a menace. It is so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun it was, and I didn't even know the people I was playing with. It has the epic God of War feel in the sound design, in the combat and weapon feel, and again, multiple maps. And I talked to the developer, and I was like, so what are you going to be, is there going to be a big Titan at every level? And he was kind of coy about what he would reveal, but they're looking to have a different event, per se, on every level, not just a Titan. So maybe it's something like a ship crashing in and destroying the land, or maybe it's a super power up that your whole team, I don't know, but it's not going to be just a chain Titan on every level and like, oh, this is the Cyclops level, this is the Gaia level. No, there's going to be different things that will be sort of the power plays at the end of the matches. You have a choice of different weapons. You could use the blades, or I could use a heavier hammer, and you can also pick up some weapons. There's a heavy hammer I could pick up along the way. When an enemy is low on health, you can go in for a instant kill like that, which is very brutal and fun. And here is the Spear of Olympus. Say your Greek words right, GhostRobo. And go and pick that up. And again, we're all rushing for it. Here you notice that my team has 4,190, and the other team has 3,070. So we're all making our way to the spear. The thing I asked them to add was a mini-map, because it's very difficult to kind of notice where you are in relation to your friends, and you can kind of walk into ambushes very easily, as well as lose track of power-ups. So that's something they're going to add, but this kill here is quite gruesome, and we're going to wrap this video up with this kill. I do another match. If you're interested in seeing that, you can leave a like and a comment below, and I can bring that to you. But I definitely want to show you God of War Ascension. It's one of my standout titles, a definite GhostRobo pick of the show for E3. This Cyclops is not having a good time, though. I feel very bad for him. His eyeball is pulsating in just pure puppy dog terror, and then he gets stabbed with the spear. Unfun for him, but a lot of fun for us as my team does the epic kill and takes the victory. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this in-depth look at God of War Ascension multiplayer. Very excited to see how the game progresses before its March 2013 release. Have a fantastic day, guys and girls. Thanks again for watching me at E3, bringing you some exclusive coverage of God of War Ascension. It's the Spartans. Trojans versus Spartans. Epic conflict, epic battle, epic game. Have a fantastic day once again. Drink some hot chocolate. Until next time, guys and girls, we'll see you all later.